The following program contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and the girls, welcome to Ox After Dark, the late night great night show where John, the everyday collector, Lane, the legend Kramer, and CM Chuck talk about our dreams, our lives, our trials, our tribulations, and more. John, how has your week been?
Week has been really good. Still trying to fix up the collectible room. Again, some good weather out here, so taking it day by day and trying to enjoy. Trying to not buy anything. So many good things coming,
and more keeps coming,
and it just keeps coming. Figure wise, statue wise, comic wise, art print wise. Like it never ends. So, trying to hold on to the wallet nice and tightly, but so far it's working. We'll see.
Wow.
Thanks for having me, man.
No problem. Lane, how has your week been so far?
It started off really little nervous wracking after I had a follow-up with my doctor last week, after I had an ER visit the week before. And then I was just like, they left me a message and were like, hey, contact us. And I was like going, oh boy, that doesn't sound good. And then they were like, oh no, we just wanted you to schedule your yearly physical because you hadn't done that before you left. And I'm like, so something that's in 6 months? Yeah. I was like, okay. All right. So, well, poof. And then, then realizing that I missed a text message this morning where my entire department was told, hey, you can work from home today. Mm-hmm. I was at the red light. I was at the last red light right before I would get to where I would drive to where I turned into my office when I saw this message. And so I was the only one in the office today and then had to deal with the only one who had to deal with trying to drive home. So that was fabulous.
So you still went into the office?
I was lit. Well, I mean, it was already could be I would get home late, 45 minutes or longer.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, there was. You're at work today. I had my lunch with me. I'm just gonna have to suck it up and deal with it. I get to work from home on Friday, so I'm good.
Oh, okay.
That's usually my way off. So I always expect these days of the week to be good driving in anyway. So it's just like, but okay. Other than this week though. The big thing that happened for me, and I was going to point this out because I had people months ago asking me, hey, what's going on? Hey, what's going on? I got back in my Jyn Erso with an actually not broken arm that actually flexes and everything. So, woo-ha, she got repaired. I don't think he's probably listening tonight, but it had been with a Mr. Bob Dylan. I had talked to, he had repaired a figure for me before, and he managed to take a look at her. The arm had like completely cracked, like the glue was about to give out on it because it was so, this is an old figure now, what, like 8 years old, 7 years old, something like that. And so he replaced the arm. It does have a little to make sure that the hand stays attached here a little bit harder because it's a different arm and stuff. He re-put the old arm back together, but he's afraid the glue would just give out, so he just replaced it. So trying to switch out the hands is going to be kind of weird. But I just want her be this, sit in the case and look pretty. So I'm super happy about that. As Zach, you remember when that happened live and in Technicolor? I was pretty want to just crawl into the corner. But so it's been a good start to the week. Work's been keeping busy, but not making me crazy. And, so overall enjoying the weather here too. It's been really nice, except for tonight. We got some bad thunderstorms, but they're out of the way now. But it's good to be with you here all tonight, especially since I couldn't make it last week.
Wow. There we go. Let's see here. Chuck, how are we doing today?
Doing good, brother. Doing good. Can't complain. Hanging in there. Appreciate getting the link. I saw Classy Tom.
You actually
didn't get it.
Oh, what the hell?
Yeah,
send it in the chat with Lane, right?
Here, I'll send it. I'll send it to him.
Yeah,
Lane,
it's in the link with Lane.
Okay.
Yeah, Chuck, you actually don't need the link. You're logged in, so you just go and into the studio.
That's true.
You
You
have
know
the-
what?
you
I've
have
been
the
I've been
technology.
rotating laptops out so I could like be
You
myself.
fucking guy.
Oh, I can't do it.
You
Yeah.
can't send
So,
a link.
I can't.
uh,
It doesn't give me the option.
I sent you the
Oh,
link.
I
on your
could just
phone.
copy and paste it. Yeah, duh. Okay,
Yeah.
sorry.
but and I think Lane, I saw that Bob Dylan was in the chat earlier, at least. Anyway, so
Yeah,
But-
Bob Dylan was the main. Oh yeah, he was there. I see him.
yeah, very cool, very cool. Yeah, but no, week's been good. Chugging towards a new episode on Friday, and so working on catching up on Fallout, so we can talk about that on Friday. And other than that, pretty solid.
Yeah,
I
that's
sent it
good,
to
man.
Thomas.
Always good.
Now, have you played the games before?
I have not, so it's all new to me. So, and I know Double A hasn't played either, so it'll be all. Well, he's already done with the show, so he said that he really enjoyed it. We're gonna come in with that perspective of having not played the games.
Wow, interesting. Very good.
Did you guys all play? Or you guys all?
I've played
I
Fallout.
played the
3.
original Fallout.
I've played Fallout 4, and I just started New Vegas.
The Vegas
cool.
is great.
Vegas.
I've heard wonderful things about it.
Fallout
Yeah.
was the old game with the underwater Big Daddy sort of thing.
No, that's BioShock.
Okay, never mind. I haven't played it.
Fallout is like wait. The first two were like old, like 97, 98, or 99 when they came out. They're like isometric kind of RPG,
yeah.
like the old.
No, you're right. Bioshock, I got confused.
And then the later ones are like Sky Elder Scrolls style.
getting some good reviews though, so I will have to check it out.
The Fallout games are pretty good. It's a big change if you play 1 and 2 and then jump to 3 and later, like they're way different. But yeah, the show was great. It's supposed to be part of the however much you pay attention to the actual timeline of these games and different events and whatever, like that can vary.
Have you guys gotten into Zach? Have you ever watched Berserk?
Great series. Even better statues. They
yes,
take
I
up
have.
a lot of space.
Have you? Okay, I'm trying to get into that. I just haven't found the time, but I think that's one.
Yeah.
Golden Age art is fantastic.
Yeah, they
What's
have
that on,
like,
John? Where can you watch that?
I don't know, on YouTube they have like a 9-hour
Oh, okay.
video, so that kind of sums up. Apparently, that sums up the episodes and the season. So
Yeah.
Well, the original ones came out in '97, which was supposed to be before. The first episode is more like what you think of with Berserk and everything, and the rest is like more the Golden Age, which is before all the demons and monsters and all that kind of stuff happens. And then you get to one seminal event, which is like one of the biggest. Which, if you saw some of the recent statues, from the Prime 1 event, one of those statues is a key part of.
that's what's getting me
Berserk.
into this. I want to check it out
Yeah,
because I
the
really like
Berserk
that.
statues, man, are great. They are super expensive and will devour your space up faster than you know what'll happen. Whether quarter scale or third scale, doesn't matter. Great series though, but it is dark as hell. The creator died, a few years ago.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, because he was only 54, but the work schedule those mangakas will do in Japan just will destroy your health.
yeah.
It's all those action lines you got to draw.
Yeah, well, that's
It's
like the.
It's almost like
hus-
YouTube.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ.
well, that's like the husband of the lady who created Sailor Moon. Like she and he were both mangakas who got married, and they've been married for a long time. But he was the creator of Yu Yu Hakusho, which I think when he was doing that in the 90s, or Hakusho, and he was like in his 20s or something like that when he was doing that. But he ended that series already early back then because he was having health problems. And then another series which is even more popular, which is still never fishing to this day, Hunter Cross Hunter, which is a hugely popular series. But there are sometimes years in between stuff happening because of his health problems. Now he's 57 or something, 58. But John, it's a great series, still not done. Even they're sort of continuing it now based off notes and everything that the creator left behind. But you can't go worse with the series. But you have to be in a certain frame of mind or mood to go through Berserk because it is really dark,
Dark. Yeah.
very dark. But there are funny moments here and stuff too. It's not all just bleak all the time.
How was your week, Zach?
Boy, it was busy. It was very busy. I do want to give you a shout out, Chuck, because I had a bunch of people that were supposed to help me move, and I think you were the only one that actually checked in if I still needed help. So I appreciate that. I think by that point I had already been like upset that no one had messaged me. So I was like, I think I've already accepted my fate of having to do this by myself. So at that point I was like, I should be good.
That's when you tore the shirt off and revealed the 24-inch Zack Attack pythons, right,
Guns, baby. The guns, baby.
And you were just like, you don't know. Next time someone's getting put in that reverse chin lock, and you're going to be saying, "Go to sleep, go to sleep."
Yeah,
I had your back, buddy. I'm telling you, my sister even put my, my nephew was saying all day, we're supposed to help Zach Saturday, telling his mom, my sister. And
Yeah.
she's like, okay, but he'd also been wanting to go to like a trampoline park. He hadn't been to one like in a while. And so she made him choose. She was like, either you help Zach or you go to the trampoline park.
Tell him he's dead to me.
Yeah, well, he chose going to help you.
Wow.
So when I called you and you said
What a
I
guy.
think you said me and Victoria got it. His mom was like,
What a
nope.
guy.
His mom shut him down. It's like, you said you chose going with Zach, so he was bummed he didn't get to go help, and he didn't get to go to the trampoline park.
But your sister's terrible.
we took him on Sunday.
Oh, I was like, what the hell?
Yeah, we took him on Sunday. Yeah, but he was like
Jesus.
moping around, and I was like, what's wrong? Why are you all moping? He's like, well, we didn't get to help Zach, and I didn't get to go to the trampoline park.
Oh,
So
no, poor
Sunday
kid.
we took him. Sunday, me and my sister.
I was
going
gonna say, how dare you? How fucking dare you do this to this man?
No. He was all good. He was all good.
That's hilarious. Yeah. So it went. I don't know. So oh, here we go. We got Thomas in the back. So sorry about that, Thomas.
Oh, no
I
problem.
thought I sent you the link. Maybe I didn't.
Yeah, I thought she didn't want me. I was about to jump into the massage chair.
What the hell? Did I? I'm almost.
Well, I can understand choosing that over us. Getting
I did.
relaxed.
It's a 9:45. How dare you, Thomas?
I
Right there.
didn't receive it. I promise you.
They've
I
been
was
having some
He
issues.
blocked me. He blocked me.
No, Messenger's been having
He
some
blocked
issues.
me.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. At any rate, so I have two garage shelves. This is the third one, I guess. At any rate, one was in a box and one was built, and our contractor, aka my grandfather, had took both of those garage shelves out. And so when he brought them back, I was expecting one to already be built and then to have to build the second one. He took both of them. He took the first one apart. And so I was like, fuck, I got to build this thing by myself. Like, and I really need to move fast. And, I busted my hand open real bad. Because the way that it works is it's like a toolless design. And so it has like these little holes with like a smaller hole, and you're supposed to like hammer them in. Mm-hmm. But I mean, they're good quality. I don't know if my grandfather had bent some of the metal when he was pulling them apart, but some of that shit wasn't lining up right on the first one, and I was trying to just like get it in there, and I ended up cutting my hand up real bad. So I was like bleeding all over the place, and I was getting frustrated. And then the worst part, so I built the first one, right? And I was like, I'm gonna do the lights on the first one. I needed like a bit of like second wind. So I did the lights there on the first one. And as soon as I plugged them in, I realized that I had broke the strip. So I start at the end of the strip and then go all the way up, and then it terminates where the power is. And so I broke the strip right next to the power plug. So it was only about 12 inches of light, and the rest of the strip was broken. And I was like, God damn it. So I can't even get both of these things lit today. And so that was kind of like a kick in the balls, to be honest, because like I was already a bit annoyed, with everything. And then, that happened. So I don't know. I was just like, God damn it. So that kind of sucked.
But you got AC going though now. That's like a huge win.
Yeah. So eventually I did get the stuff figured out, and It's pretty nice. It is pretty nice. I gotta say and it was kind of a little bit longer than I thought to get it installed today. We had it professionally done,
So does
and it
this
came in
like
there.
it
Go
links
ahead.
to your main unit in your house, or it's separate?
No, this is this is totally separate.
Okay.
So this is what is it? It's called like a ductless mini split, so it's totally independent. So we basically have two climate zones in our house, and so yeah, it works out really well.
Does it does it keep the room,
Oh, it's
sufficiently?
frosty, bro.
Oh
frosty.
wow. Yeah,
Those are
guys,
the ones
give
that
me
shoot
name
the
of
air
that.
from the ceiling. Like you put them like above on the top of the wall, and it shoots the air from there.
It's not on the ceiling. It's like on the wall.
On the wall,
On
like
the
the
wall.
higher part of the wall. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Those
yeah,
work
it's
really
awesome.
well.
Yeah, it works really well. Yeah, I love it. I absolutely love it.
I would definitely. Have you taken some more pictures of the build?
I have. I'm saving them just for the
Full reveal.
like the video from this weekend.
Oh, okay.
So what the hell's happening? So I'm very excited for that. Very excited for that.
Nice.
Can't
Nice.
wait. Yeah, I'm so excited. So
John, are you drinking a beer?
No.
Oh,
Sparkling
curious.
water. Sparkling
Oh.
water.
just curious.
Yeah,
I'm like, what is that?
That's
I want
Fridays.
some.
wow. Yeah, so everything's going good. Just got the room back in order about an hour ago, and because we had to move a bunch of the cabinets out of the way for them to install the AC, so it's going pretty good. It's going really good. I am super happy with it so far, and as far as the way that I planned the room and everything, like the furniture's fitting really well. Everything's, pretty much exactly, what I wanted. So, yeah, I'm really happy with it. It's a nice little space. So excited for you guys to come check it out.
Yeah, that'll be great, man. So the last thing you'll move, Zach, is like the podcasting setup, so you don't have any like miss any days or anything.
Yeah. So this PC will stay here, but the camera and the mic are gonna move. I just haven't, figured out when I'm going to do that. When I'm gonna start streaming in there. I guess in theory I could start streaming in there as early as Tuesday, but I don't know if I'm ready to do that just yet. But we shall see.
Good deal. Good deal.
Yeah, I am excited though. Definitely
Cla-
excited.
Classy Thomas, how you doing, bro?
Yeah, how's your week going, Thomas?
Yeah, not too badly. Yeah, I had a my yearly checkup for my kidney on Monday, and got good marks, so I'm very pleased about that. But they did find another hernia.
Ooh.
I seem to be a hernia factory. I've had 5 hernia repairs since God, when was that? I think since like 2014 or so. And they so I got another one. I think they might want to go in and repair it. And I was like, okay, well, just get me a consult and let's see if it's something that doesn't have to be done. I said, going under the knife is not, well, Chuck, it's not fun.
Right.
But if it has to be done, I'll do it. But otherwise, I'm kind of like, well, if I can deal with it without surgery, that'll be cool. But if not, I guess they'll go in there and maybe I'll come out with rippling abs. And
Wow.
if they
What are they
if they
doing?
do that, then hey, might be worth it. Might
So
tell
I
them
had
do a
a-
little liposuction while they're at it.
Yeah, I had a cousin get one repaired, Thomas, and you can maybe tell me more. But they said they put a piece of like mesh Kevlar in there.
They did.
Yeah.
Yeah, they gave me a piece of mesh on my first. Well, all right. When I first had this was really. It was a terrible situation because when I first had the hernia, the first hernia that they repaired, I was over the course of 2 weeks, I was going back and forth to the emergency room. They would see me, but then they would just send me back home. And I was throwing up even minuscule amounts of food I couldn't hold on my stomach, and I couldn't even swallow water. So by the end of that 2 weeks, I was dehydrated, and I wanted them. I said, listen, don't send me home again. Do something about this. I've been to your emergency room 3 times over the past 2 weeks. They sent me home again. So I called my doctor and said, listen, please. I said, I can't take this anymore. Get me. So he sent me to a GI specialist, and they said, well, they sent me a message and said, listen, we need you to go to the emergency room right now. I said, I've been to the, no, they said, no, we're going to admit you. We need to do emergency surgery tonight. And I was like, okay. So they went down there and they repaired those 2 hernias and put a little piece of mesh in there. And then 6 months later, they thought they found 2 more, but they actually found 3. So I was back in the hospital again. You know, like I said, I'm the hernia factory. So, yeah, but each time they did it, you know, I mean, the stomach got a little slimmer.
Hey.
So, so after I got the transplant, they said, well, we got that hernia. I said, listen, while you're in there, if you want to fix the hernia, I'm cool with it. But if you don't have to, and I don't have to spend any extra time in the hospital, don't worry about it. I should have let them fix it.
Yeah.
Because 5 years later, now it looks like it probably needs to be fixed. So, but yeah, I don't know if they're going to, if, you know, I haven't even had the general surgery consult yet. But you know, Zach, you remember all those times where I would step away and then I'd come back and I'd be huffing and puffing?
Yes.
That's the reason why. The hernia has been is keeping my lungs from fully inflating, so I'm not getting full breaths, and that's what has been causing that. So I'm like, okay, well, I want to breathe, so maybe we need to fix that. Breathing is a good thing.
Yeah.
I like
I'm
breathing.
thinking all
Very
that
much
all
so.
that Kevlar, you're bulletproof now. Thomas.
Wow.
You're like Luke Cage, man.
Wow.
Oh man, hey. If I were bulletproof, man, I don't know what I'd do. I might wind up getting into some trouble if I was bulletproof. Might not
Use
know
your
how to
powers for
handle it.
good, Thomas. Use your powers for good.
Wow. Do you guys have anything cool going on this weekend?
I've been doing I'm gonna do on the May the 4th re-release of Phantom Menace in theater with the nephew, and it'll be his first time seeing it. And we've been doing the Spider-Man every week since like they're I don't know if you guys heard of it. So we've got this Friday we've got Spider-Man 3. Get to see Topher Grace's wonderful performance there.
Yeah.
So that'll be a joy for me again in theater, but he's never seen it in the big screen. So yeah, I'm hoping he needs lots of popcorn refills so I don't have to enjoy all that movie again.
So you don't have to enjoy your Jar Jar Binks experience to the extreme.
Yeah, you know, I think I would take Jar Jar Binks over Topher Grace in Spider-Man 3, but yeah, so
Yeah.
you know.
Well, I'm waiting for because next Wednesday I'm going to see. So I may or may not be here next Wednesday. I'm going to see Gundam Seed Freedom, the movie, which kind of ends that after like 20 years or something. It took them to get it made, since I know one of the original main creative drive behind it. She ended up getting cancer, I think, and dying or something like that.
Jesus
So
Christ.
it delayed it for like decades, literally. I'm going to go see the dub version because I just do not feel like reading subtitles when I'm usually going to the movie. Even though I know I'm not going to love the dub voice nearly as much as I prefer the Japanese BA normally. This weekend, though, I did not end up going to see Alien in the movie theaters like I originally planned to last Friday. but I may go see Phantom Menace this weekend. I haven't decided yet. I don't know if I can sit through Jar Jar Binks for where I can't get up and pause and like take a break or something because I really don't like that character.
So they re-released Alien?
Yeah,
it's out right now.
I ended up watching it in 4K
That's
on
cool.
my home TV on
Yeah.
Saturday. So I was like, I could pause this, or I kind of went out and took care of something else because I've seen Alien like 18 times or something. So I don't need to be transfixed where I can't do something else if I need to for a minute or something because I know what's coming.
Yeah.
I did get in today though. Got in my first DC Absolute as I was talking about backstage. So
Superman?
I picked up Superman for All Seasons by
Uh,
Tim Sale and Joseph Loeb.
Hmm.
yeah.
I never actually read this one. I was very much surprised because since I've never got, I've owned comics or I've owned hardcovers and whatever for years, but I've never owned Absolute. And I guess these are taller. This particular
Yes.
like versus maybe Omnibus or something.
Yeah.
So
love them.
I looked and was just like, hey, this is not going to fit on my bookshelf.
They're great though
And
for the art.
Make it fit. I tell
Yeah.
you what, I love the Absolutes. I probably
Well,
have.
Unfortunately, Thomas, for my shelf thing, it comes to like here
Oh,
on it.
It's
So
okay,
there's
it's a
that
co- it's a
much
coffee-
left over.
Lay-
It's
It's,
lay
it's
it-
a
lay
coffee
it
table
flat.
piece.
lay it flat.
yeah, but
Because that's what I do is that if I'm running out of space, I just lay it flat and then I stack other books similar size on top of it. But yeah, I love those Absolutes. 'Cause I think because as I'm aging, my eyesight is not what it used to be, and the print, the pictures, everything is so much bigger and it's more vibrant. It's on that really high quality paper. Because man, I've got like I've got several Batman, Supermans. Of course, I've got my my Jeff Darrow hard boiled and some of his other works. But yeah, I love those large format. Man, I tell you what, it's so easy on the eyes. The only thing I don't like is that they're kind of heavy, but
Oh, yeah.
hey,
well,
I still
the
like
only
it.
other one that I might pick up is Planetary because I love
yeah,
that
oh
thing.
yeah, you'll love it. I have,
But that thing's supposed to weigh 13 pounds, so that weighs
Yeah.
on. Is this actually readable? Is one of those things I have to consider. But
Listen, when you get some Batman there, then don't start talking, okay? Without Batman,
well, there are lots of there's lots of absolute Batmans, but there's not anything that I go, oh my gosh, I need.
wow.
Maybe except Dark Knight Returns.
Yeah, they had. I have the I think that I have the one. I think it's the Dark Knight, and I think I have I think they did Year One. I think I have that. I have several to Batman, and then I've got
there's a
one
lot.
that's all Joker. I forget what the series was, but yeah, I mean, I love that format. I wish they would do more of them. I could. I mean, I would stock up on those.
They get pricey though.
They do.
Yeah.
They're pricey.
Yeah, I got this guy. As much as I don't want to necessarily buy these from Amazon,
Mhm.
like it's normally $100 for the Superman for all season, which is not a huge, long series or anything. But it was still $100 to buy it. But I managed to get it for like 70.
Oh,
So
Nice.
I am for these things. I'm gonna wait for the deal, man. If I'm gonna get them, like I missed getting Planetary, and I should have bought it. It was like $80, with tax, and I was like, oh, I should have bought it, but I waited and waited. This thing was 55, like last week, and I waited, and well, I said, okay, let's just buy it. But I love those collected things. I'm getting excited because, as a comic collector, I've got a couple. I've decided to buy into a couple comic events this year. I'm getting like Blood Hunt, which is Marvel versus vampires, and the entire event is supposed to be 60 issues at $4 at least a
Oof.
pop.
Oh,
But
yeah.
I am being good, quote good, that I'm only going to buy like I think it's 17. So I'm less than a third, but only 17.
I think that's a great choice though you did there though, Lane. That Superman. I mean, I haven't read that story yet either, but I just bought a hardcover I think last year. I want to cover it on the pod. I think it's only 4 issues. I think, if I
Yeah,
remember
but there's some
correctly.
other stuff with it and stuff too.
Yeah,
Supplementary
but
material.
Tim Sale and Jeff Lubb, you can't go wrong,
Yeah.
man. And so
They they
that's and
they they've like collected almost all of their major series together. Marvel just put out like a Hulk Gray hardcover
yeah,
last year
I
or
I
earlier
picked
this
up
year.
the Spider-Man Blue because it was like super hard to find. They
Dude,
re-released
Spider-Man
it.
Blue is awesome.
I have those.
Yeah,
I have the raw copies of that. That's a good story. Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
that story. And Thomas, this edition that they put out recently, you'd love it because it's huge. It's like it's like the size of one of those omnibuses, and it's just like really big. And they did the print really big too, so
Yeah.
it's really
Yeah.
cool. And you really, it's that story is hard to find. So
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
thinking
you know,
about
I
picking
actually
up.
wound up. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Thomas.
No, I was gonna say that I don't know when I got this. Right. All right, I got this on Amazon. It was at a pretty decent price. I mean, it was like around 100 something. So I said, okay. It was a hardback. They said it was large format. So I thought it was going to be like, just like the regular prestige size or something like that. So this big box arrived from Amazon, and it was really, really heavy. That book was, all right, so I'm talking about, it had to have been about this. Okay, here we go. About this wide, this tall. So
Jeez.
I think it was 24 by 14 or something like that, I mean, it was huge, and it was so heavy, but it had like a compilation of different stories, throughout the Marvel time, and the only reason I haven't looked at it recently is because it's just so heavy. I just don't want to take it off the shelf, and I just don't want to pick it up. It's just too heavy. But yeah, I walked into that one. But I mean, like normally I'll just lay it on my lap and read it. It is so heavy. It makes my legs fall asleep. That's how heavy the book is. I need to get like a permanent, I don't know, maybe I need to talk to that Sarah Huckabee lady and get her lectern and slap it on top of the lectern and just flip the pages or something like that. But yeah, I mean, needs its own podium because it's that big.
I was gonna say you need that like that Game of Thrones library stand where you just lay the giant
Yes,
book on there and flip
that's
through it.
that's exactly
Occasionally.
what I need. It is the biggest book I've ever seen. I didn't think that and I made a mistake. I didn't look at the dimensions of the book. I just assumed it was going to be like, just a regular large format, tall book. It was tall.
Yeah, that's kind of cool to have though. That's like it's. I mean, who's got that?
Yeah. I mean, do you remember all right, back when I was a kid in the 70s, they used to have these really, really large paper comics that they used to do. I think that they were probably about the size of a newspaper when you open it up, but it was this comic book, and it was really, really, really big. And they would put them out every once in a while. It's kind of like that size, only it's hardback and much heavier, and it's thicker because they have many more pages in there. But yeah, I tell you, I those bring back the days right there, and I like seeing those nice older stories.
No,
Back
definitely.
back when comics were kind of a little bit more classic. Yeah, but I got a this thing. It was an app, and I'm so glad I found it. I can't remember the name of it, but I've been wanting to catalog my comics and my figures. And this thing, you can it's like a database that you can scan the barcode, and it puts all of the information about the book or the figure or something like that in there. So I'm planning on going through all my comics and just kind of cataloging them. And if they have prices, put prices, because, just to see how much this stuff is worth or what it costs, because I think at some point I need to have these things insured, because
Yeah.
You know, you invest so much money into these figures, you know, you really ought to know what they're worth and make sure they're covered. So if anything's ever damaged or if something happens to your home, at least you can recover some of it. So I'm
Yeah.
kind of excited about that app.
Send me that name of that app, Thomas, when you get a chance.
I will. It's on my iPad. I want it, but you know what? I think it also simultaneously puts it on the phone. So I'll see if they did, but if not, I'll find it and I'll send it to you, Chuck.
All right.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Good stuff.
Mimic Game says you guys catch the Disney X-Men 97 or just the comics?
Oh boy.
I did not watch that.
I haven't started yet, but I hear amazing things. And
I am beside myself with that show. How great it is and has been. Like,
What at the end of the month, might you and if Double A have been watching it, might you guys do a stream that is like kind of hey, we're recapping the thing, like maybe end of May or early June.
yeah. Well, like last week we covered the first. Not last week because we didn't do one last week, but the week before we covered the first 6 already. So we'll definitely cover the last 4 when it finishes. Probably around the time frame you're mentioning, Lane. So yeah, you guys want to talk that, by all means, come on and
Send me a link when you do that one. I definitely like to join in on that conversation. This show is just off the chain. I love
I'm
it.
telling you, so dang good.
High quality, and the story
I'm
writing is
impressed.
really good. It's suspenseful. I mean, this week's one was just
Yeah,
I was on the edge of my seat.
that's exactly how I feel, and I feel like it keeps getting better. Like I'm like, they can't top last week. Then I'm like, wow, here they go. It's like, it reminds me of like when Game of Thrones was at its height. Like it's like you just like couldn't wait to see what's going to happen next. But I feel like with that show, it was like you had to wait like by season to get a payoff. This one, you're getting it week to week.
Week
you
by
know?
week, yeah.
Really great.
They really
great
pack
storytelling.
they pack a lot of story into one episode. Into
Yes.
30 minutes.
Yes.
I mean, I could understand more if it was an hour, but the amount of story that they put into 30 minutes is absolutely amazing.
Yeah, and me and Double A on Fridays, we talk about that all the time. How it feels like it's a lost art that people can't. You know, they're making all the movies are coming out now are like 3 hours. You know, hell, we got that 3-hour Indiana Jones movie. You know what I mean? 3-hour. You know, everything's got to be 3 hours now. It's like, damn, can't they tell a tight story? You know what I mean anymore? Or you've got to watch like several 1-hour episodes before you get a payoff. And I was like, nah, these guys are doing it in 34 minutes. Well done, well done.
Yeah.
Is there a reason you're not watching Zach, or just not an X-Men guy?
I've just been so busy. I think at some point I will watch it, but at the moment I'm not watching it.
Yeah.
I got you.
Exactly. What I guess the good thing is that if you haven't seen it, then you get to what do they call it when you watch it back after back? I forget that
binge.
term. Yeah, you can binge it, but have a box of tissues nearby, because some of those episodes will tug at your heartstrings.
It hits hard. I've watched every one almost at least 2 or probably 3 times.
Yeah.
Definitely good stuff.
I've heard that they were going to that they were thinking about revisiting the Spider-Man 90s show. That'd be
Really?
awesome.
Oh, that would be very cool.
That would be
Absolutely.
very cool.
Oh, and you know what? They probably could, because does Sony have the license to animate? I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
I
No,
guess they had to get permission for it. Then.
no, I don't think Sony owns the animated rights. I think they just have the movie.
Yeah, because the animated show is on Disney Plus, right?
Yeah,
The 90s
they-
one? Yeah.
I think they're maybe part of the deal trying to share some more of the right stuff or something
yeah.
now. But originally, that's one of the reasons they kept trying to make the movies, because if they didn't make them within a certain time frame, they
Then you
lose
lose
the
the
rights to
character.
Spider-Man.
Yeah.
That's why we're getting like effing Madam Web showing up, and everybody's going, "Why is this?" I am only saying that because it was popping up on Netflix, like, "Hey, this is coming soon," and I'm like, "Okay," but I know other than the Scargiver for Rebel Moon Part 2, the thing that pops to make sure to remind me not to ever watch that movie.
Yeah.
That one thing I've been doing for a couple of Patreon I'm in is I keep pointing out like they do like for a comic based one who I always do Comic Aficionados on Thinking Critical channel on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
He always has for years now, and I usually watch every Saturday morning. So I like bribed so that I would do some super chat saying, "Hey, go review this comic like it's coming out in 2 months that I know is going to be god awful." Because one of the guys there is like curses and has to be restrained from sometimes saying stuff you shouldn't say necessarily in public. But he's had to review them because I call it this particular guy's review of suffering. That's the subtitle I have given it, and they've done several. So there's one guy, Aaron Sparrow, who like used to be an editor for Boom, I think it was, when they did like Darkwing Duck. He wrote an episode that had Razor from the Young Justice season 4. So I put in, it's like I will do the highest tier of Patreon, and I will send $15 so that you guys will at least review the first 3 to 4 episodes of The Acolyte, because he is definitely a guy who modern Star Wars and everything. Mr. Sparrow, who is a very intelligent guy, I really like him. But I was like, you know what, we got to do, and I convinced them to do this. We're getting bribed basically to go review this thing that is going to be probably one of the worst things that they ever watch. And I've told them, and I've sent them this. I said, I know we all think this is going to be bad, and I expect you to have some fun, probably, ripping it apart. But I also do it because I'm hoping maybe there's a few things you find that you like in something, even if you don't love it. It's like the prequel trilogy. Even if you grow up, there are things that even if older fan like me may not love them or point out like, what about this and this and this and this story deficiency? There are still parts of it you can like and enjoy. Maybe there'll be some kernels of nuggets or scenes or a character you actually come to like for whatever reason they just work, even if a lot of stuff doesn't work around them. So, like that's something I did, and someone said, "Why are you spending this money on it?" I'm like, because they make me laugh. and honestly, hey, you know what? For how much bad news we get in the world, sometimes it is just about like, hey, these guys are willing to go with it and understand, and even if it's not something they're going to love necessarily going through, they may laugh. Hey, my team we just sat down and we did an MSTK 3000 ripping of your Hunter from the Future with Rep Brio. Because I randomly sent to one of my coworkers in our thing, like a 30-second scene from one of the movies, which got my boss to say, we're going to do this. And we watch a movie usually once a month as a team. Mm-hmm. And so we sat and watched that. This is an 83 movie that was originally 4 50-minute episodes cut into an hour-and-a-half movie. Somehow it goes from 1 million BC to Star Wars by the time you get to the end of an hour and 28 minutes. This would be perfect for you in Double A. But literally, it is one of the worst movies ever made.
I want my $15 first.
No, I'll send you the DVD. My manager bought it. He tracked one down and bought it and then said, hey, it's like I spent $9.52 more than this should have been. So it should have been 8 cents. He's like, now you do. So I have the DVD here.
Lane was giving me reason to get my Patreon up here.
Literally everybody in my team was just like, oh my God. They laughed at a couple of the moments that were really stupid. But I was cackling and giggling, and I was like, oh yeah. Because I watched a movie like back when I was a little kid in the 80s when it would be in syndication. So I was the only person having a good time, but I was cackling and giggling. I was like, wait till you see what's about to happen. That was even stupider than the last thing. Great time. Like all that mattered to me was I ate for an hour 28 minutes. Had a great afternoon.
Lane wasn't laughing at the movie though. He's just a sadist, so was laughing at people's misery that they were having to sit through.
Probably a combination of there, honestly. But I was like, because I knew most of what was coming, but I was just like, man, it's been like 28 years since I watched that movie. I still remember parts of it.
Yeah, there is nothing better than a bad movie. I mean, sometimes just watching a bad movie is just has so much joy. Have y'all ever seen that movie, Plan 9 from Outer Space?
Oh God, yeah, that movie's great and like so much. There's so much awful in it.
It's so terrible, but it's so good at the same time.
Yeah.
And I think his name was Ed Wood, was the director,
Yeah.
the writer director,
Who was
and
great at making terrible.
and he thought he was making his masterpiece, and this is known for being the worst movie ever created.
I thought that went to Evangelion.
How dare you? How fucking dare you?
No,
Which
no,
Evangelion
no,
movie
I
there?
think
But
I think that
favorite
should have gone
one-
to Showgirls. Like,
Yeah, well, yeah, no, but none of them literally have a scene in it. What, like, the scene that makes Yor for me is just the fact that it literally has a caveman, a blonde caveman, somehow use a magic bow and arrow to kill a giant bat monster, and then in the next scene, he uses it as a giant hang glider to fly into a enemy caveman cave, so he can missile drop kick a purple caveman in the face.
a purple.
While
caveman.
the opening theme song, which is called "Yor He's the Man," it's literally like a eurythmic song.
Now,
or
are you
something
are you sure
that-
you weren't watching Barney? I mean, 'cause,
No, dude, that is one of my top favorite, like 5 favorite movie scenes in the history of everything, and it was
Lane was-
great. But that
Lane
sets the
was-
scene.
Lane bought the wrong
Before you get the
mushrooms.
killer robots and the Overlord. That's before you get to the killer robots and the Overlord, which is the last part of the movie.
I don't know, John. I couldn't see all that and then have mushrooms also. It's like that'd be like too fucking much.
And then he woke up and he was 45 minutes into his drive that he didn't need to make to work.
Wow. Jesus. That
Oh
is
shit,
hilarious.
man.
Poor Lane.
Yeah,
That's
Really?
intense. That's intense.
Yeah, no, but so, you know, John, up in Canada and stuff, I've been curious. You've
The
been
Great White
mentioned a
North?
couple times. Has,
Yes, sir.
has the weather been above average warm up there this time of year? I know that's been a thing. Something people have
It's been all over the place. And we had snow like a week ago. Mid-April, it was snowing here. I've never seen that ever. But it's been, it's warming up slowly. But it's whatever. It's been okay.
yeah. Did y'all get a ton of snow this winter?
No, it was wild. I don't think I shoveled my driveway once.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, that's unheard of.
You get snow in your area too, right, Thomas? You get.
You know, we didn't this year. I mean, we got absolutely no snow. I mean, usually in our area here in North Carolina, it's the weather doesn't get completely cold. It kind of stays in that mid-range. So what happens is that when we get that precipitation, it might start off as snow, but then the temperature rise, the snow melts, and then it drops and it turns into black ice. So we get lots of
Even worse.
ice, but we don't get a lot of snow. But this year we didn't get either.
Not like
Kinda
Texas,
scary.
right? A little bit of snow and that's the world ends.
Oh
How
yeah.
dare you? How dare you?
No doubt. Hey man, that shit is truly a foreign substance for us. Like we never ever get snow.
I see snow and then I see palm trees and something's not adding up.
How dare you, John?
That's wild though.
Zach, did you hit up Fiesta? I know you've been busy moving.
Absolutely fucking not.
And it's only gonna get
So
worse.
fucking-
I'll be honest. This weather's only gonna get worse with Zach's 3D printing. All the 3D printing
Yeah,
he's doing.
all that heat in the atmosphere.
But that's
No,
all
I-
clean.
I-
That's clean. Clean
I did not.
environmentally.
Absolutely did not do any of
Hey,
that shit.
hey, Zach came through on 3D printing, man. He got me that gun for the Batman that did not come with my edition. That thing
the
went
sticky gun?
into its holster. Yeah, the sticky gun
Yeah, there
went
you
into
go.
that holster. Nice, perfect. And I was just like, mission accomplished.
Wow.
Zach, man, number one.
Did you paint it and everything?
Nah,
Yeah.
I just needed something. Well, yeah, but I just was like, go in the holster, man. I just can't have that empty holster.
Ah.
It was making me.
Nice.
My OCD was kicking in.
That's the hot toy one that didn't come with it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
exactly.
regular edition did not come with it.
Oh.
It came with the deluxe or the one with the big stupid light.
Clutch. You gotta love it.
That's Zach for you.
Jamba, baby.
It's
Big time, brother.
We did all that fighting for the staff. You could have just 3D printed it. Like
Jesus Christ. I could have.
so much time
Yeah,
that has
that-
to this.
Yeah, but everyone got it though.
Well,
Although
I-
you know,
Zach is probably still feeling pretty good. He decided to go follow through with that Gandalf. now
Exactly.
seeing how much that people are having to spend on it to get their hands, since it's now mostly in people's hands.
Zach just needs to
Yeah.
find out how to put print on the pants now.
You know what? You could do that with
Iron
your
on.
cricket. You could actually do have the vinyl cut that print or whatever's on there really 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 small, and then just have you seen those little tiny irons?
Wait, what are you talking about?
The print on his pants? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that might be a bit too fine. I thought about it, but I don't think I could do that.
We got big thumbs, Thomas. Big thumbs.
Okay. Big thumbs and no necks.
How fucking
That's
dare
about
you?
right.
You're fucking dead to me, bro.
I'm sorry.
No neck brigade be
I'll
rolling,
hit you in the
man.
neck when I see you, bro.
See, I thought it was about the principle that Zach wanted them to make it with the prints on the pants.
I just wanted it to be accurate, bro. That's all I wanted.
I feel like Fern on this situation. Where it's like,
500
I don't even know about the
500
fucking
bucks.
figure. I just know it doesn't have the damn print.
Yeah. Well, you know, for $500 for a figure, you want it accurate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Anyways.
No, I think you
What's
made the right choice skipping Fiesta, Zach. I thought maybe
No,
the
that shit
wife
was
might have dragged you
ghetto,
out.
bro. No,
yeah,
I don't.
yeah.
What is Fiesta?
So
It's
that's
just-
like San Antonio's Mardi Gras, Classic
Oh.
Thomas, to put it. Is that a good description?
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah,
Gently? Yeah.
Kind of like a street festival type of thing where
Yeah, there's several events throughout the city. It's put on by by the city, but like one of the colleges has one of the bigger universities here has something, and then there's things downtown and different events you can go to, and some of it's kid friendly. It's a lot of drinking. You know what I mean? So-
there was the key part. A lot of drinking.
yeah, that's really it. But there's street food and festival food, and it can be fun. I think there's a way to do it right, and then there's a way to, the shit that you see on the news of people that did not do it right, and
Dude, that one dude got lit up, bro. Do you see that video?
yeah, the shooting thing. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think I saw the video, but I'd heard that there's always some person that's gonna
See,
get to
the-
that point.
what I hear is it's a great time. I've heard that it's a great time. Lots of food. But the
Yeah.
fiesta is the next day on the toilet. That's where the fiesta is.
Wow.
Well,
You're not wrong.
yeah.
Anytime you're eating street food, it could be it's a hit or miss, man.
That's when the fiesta starts. Really starts.
Yeah, I checked
You
out
have to
some
do
stuff,
right
but
before
kind
the
of low key.
fiesta.
I'll keep my day job. I know I'll keep my day job.
Yeah, I feel like this. You can go, but if the sun starts to go down, time to exit. That's when you call
Yeah,
it. Call it
that's
a
how.
night. then.
That's everywhere nowadays. I think.
Yeah,
Everywhere.
that's crazy. It is
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah.
It's wild what's happening in the world. But
yeah.
I know.
What's
Then it
happening?
freaks me
What's
out when
going on
you-
in Canada?
Yeah.
there's just craziness everywhere all the time. There's always crazy stories, shootings
Yeah.
left, right, and center.
Just you guys talking about the heat up there that does not what I commonly hear, so it makes me freaked out. Like, where the fuck are we heading with that? You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, I've never seen a winter ever like the one we just had ever. So
Because it didn't snow?
it didn't snow. I'm in a snow belt area. There was like hardly any snow.
That's wild.
And even
Yeah.
Thomas, like I know I've looked up like before, like which states have like a true kind of like 4 seasons, and the Carolinas always come up. So for
Yeah.
you to say that you didn't have it is like, what the hell's going
Yeah,
on?
yeah, we had the weather was wet, and we had times where it was very cold, but we didn't get the snow, and I was kind of looking forward to the snow because, every once in a while just having a good snow day. I mean, it's really relaxing to sit down there and watch the fluffy snow just fall from the sky. And that's the day when I get out in my Florida room, bring up all the curtains, sit in a massage chair, watch the snow fall. It is like, you want to talk about relaxation, buddy. That is it. Didn't get none of it. Only thing I got was a flat tire.
Oh,
Wow.
Driving to the airport to pick up my sisters
you were-
from the airport on the day after Christmas and had a blowout.
So almost like a Fiesta.
Yeah, I'll tell
there
you.
you go.
It was like a Fiesta on my tire.
I gotta say, John, I thought you were gonna go with the hernia joke, and you
No,
went with
that's
the Fiesta
that's too
joke,
dark.
so-
That's too dark.
Okay, that was too dark. Okay, I wasn't sure where you were going. I was like, here it comes, right here.
Wow.
No, yeah, Thomas, get it taken care of, man. I want you to be better.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. They did. It was really funny. They they did an X-ray because I was like, yeah. I said, I was huffing and puffing at the doctor. She said, well, I'm gonna send you in for an X-ray. And she said, yeah. She said, you are backed up. There's a lot of poop and gas in there. I was like, poop and gas? You can see the gas? And
Wow.
so the next day, she said, well, go get some Metamucil and see if that helps. And so, I had a little Fiesta a day or so afterwards and helped
There
a
you
little
go.
bit. But yeah, the hernia still needs to be taken care of. That might be the reason why things are getting backed up. Can't get past that hernia.
I guess I associate it with like lifting heavy stuff. That's how my cousin got his, because he started to get into weights, and then like he was just like lifting like as heavy as he could, and so then he got a freaking hernia. Is that how yours happened, Thomas, or is it like work related?
I don't know exactly how, but I mean, it could have been the years when I was on dialysis for about close to 5 years. And it was peritoneal, so what happens is that it fills your stomach cavity up with this fluid, and you're pretty much carrying it the whole time. So your stomach is pretty expanded, and it may have, stretched things out and maybe weaken the muscles. Because actually my abs separated, that little area. Because sometimes that happens where, it's people that had that deep groove, they have a separation in their abdominal muscles. And it stretched me out so much that I had that thing, and the hernia is right below that, right above the navel, right below that separation in the abdominal muscles. So yeah, it's I don't know how to. No, it wasn't from lifting weights. I can promise you that. Sean. That's the one thing I can assure you of. It was not because I was lifting weights.
I say, just for me, sometimes I lift something incorrectly, and I'm like, oh shit, my back, and I'm like, I don't do that anymore.
That does happen. I mean, I've had times where that happened, and I've broke my foot walking to the refrigerator once, and all kinds of crazy stuff. So things happen. You step wrong, your ankle turns over, and you hear a snap, and next thing you know,
Jesus.
yeah.
Christ.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Too much.
Anyone have anything they want to add before we shut this one off?
I did get something. Well, I probably can't show you right now. It's actually boxed up, but I got. Does anybody watch American Horror Story?
I haven't watched
used
recently,
to,
but I used to
many
watch,
moons
yeah.
ago.
There was the season where they had the circus in the beginning.
Oh yeah,
of
that was a good one.
Yeah, in the beginning, you remember that clown?
Yeah.
Yes.
I just got that clown. They did a 12-inch third party figure of that clown, and I just got that today. So
Nice.
so it's gonna be added. So he'll go up there with Art the Clown and some of the other ones. Boy, he is gnarly looking. I tell you what.
Very cool, Thomas. Was it Twisty? They called him Twisty, I think.
I think so, something like
I
that.
was
But
like, I remember he looked really awesome. Yeah, that
Oh,
was
he
a good
did,
look.
yeah. So I that one was kind of, it was unexpected because I didn't receive a notification for it. It just showed up in the mail. I was like, what is this? And
Nice.
happy
Nice.
joy day.
I think I watched up to like Roanoke, which kind of took place. That's your neck of the woods, right, Thomas? Is that?
Well, I think that was that Roanoke, Virginia?
Oh, okay. Maybe I was.
It may be, I think it was I think that was in Virginia.
Okay.
But yeah,
okay.
Roanoke, kind of slid, and then the Apocalypse, I think, was next season. That one was real goofy. So
I see. Yeah, I didn't see past Roanoke, but yeah, we watched that one. But I really enjoyed the The Asylum one. No, that's cool.
Yeah. Well, and pretty much any of the ones that had Jessica Lange in it were really, really awesome.
Yeah, she was great. She
Yeah, I
great.
was so sad when she left the series, but
Yeah, that's where I first saw Sarah Paulson acting, and I thought she was fantastic as well.
She
I think
sure was,
she's
yeah.
great.
and Gabrielle Sidibe, when she was there with the coven.
Yes, yeah,
With her
she's
little
good too.
voodoo powers. I remember that time that man smart talked her. So she stuck her hand. She just plunged her fist into the boiling hot oil, and it just boiled his face because she did it like she was a voodoo doll. So she stuck it in there. He started screaming. Next thing you know, his face was bubbling. I was like, man, that right
Nice.
there, yeah.
I
You
gotta
know how to
rewatch.
you know how
I
to get
remember that.
somebody. Don't mess with that girl. She'll
That's good shit.
yeah.
Let's so what just remind the people, what are you going over on Friday, Chuck?
On Friday, we're going to talk about the Prime Video series Fallout. I always want to say the Amazon Prime, but I know it's just called Prime Video. But yeah, so if you guys are around and want to come and join us in the comments, it's just another Friday night, our podcast where we talk pop culture stuff at JAFN Podcast, like under my name there. So anywhere you guys listen to podcasts, you can get it, but we'll be live on YouTube and on Facebook Live, and of course on the CW stream as well. So we hope you guys will come and talk Fallout with us if you know the games, especially because me and Double A will not know the games. We just know the show. So
There you go. John, what are you guys talking about on your show?
We'll be chatting about this week's statue news, all that fun stuff. Maybe play some trivia, see how it goes.
Anything big this week?
Some unboxings. This week was a J&D kind of revamping their Superman.
Was there
Superman
something wrong
piece.
with it, or?
The portrait. People weren't liking the portrait, so they kind
Oh.
of took it back to the drawing board. And then they're going to be putting up some for pre-order. Some edition sizes announced with Sideshow. And today they announced for May the 4th, a Mace Windu premium format. So
Oh, okay.
lots to talk about.
Very cool. Let's see here. Thomas, you have anything going on your channel?
Nothing really major. You know me. It's kind of like I'm kind of hit or miss these days, but yeah, I'm gonna try. Well, okay. Well, if something happens, I'll make sure to let everybody know. I mean look, I'm gonna be out there everywhere saying something's going on, y'all, because finally something is going on. So if you hear that, then you know something's happening. It means come and check it out. But yeah, nothing planned. But I don't know. I might just maybe I might just play with my toys a little bit and film a
There you
little
go.
bit of that.
unbox the clown. I want to see it.
Yeah, I do need to unbox him. He really is kind of fun. I might need to get some tips from you guys at some point about a good way to film them, because I'm kind of I can't do it here in this area in front of my main computer. But I want to make sure that you can really see the figure and whatnot, and I'm just trying to figure out the best way to do it. So I might go back and look at some of y'all's streams and see if I can get some ideas, or if y'all have it, or if anybody has any interesting ideas on ways that I can film the stuff to make it look interesting. Please send me some suggestions. That would be kind of awesome, because I don't know what I'm doing. So I'm just kind of winging it and just trying some stuff out. So
Yeah.
Anybody with good ideas, I'm open to listen.
There we go. Well, let's cut this one off. We love you guys, and we'll catch you on the next episode.
Okay, see.
Take care, everybody.